Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. Hopefully you guys have had a great day. I came out into the studio pretty early this morning. I think I got out here at like 7:30, and I have been crazy busy all day. I told my husband I am coming in at 5 o'clock so I can get dinner finished and we can eat and I can come out and do my Facebook Live. So hopefully you guys have had a crazy busy day as well. But it's super exciting, crazy busy. I love it. I posted on my first personal Facebook, I don't know, maybe a week ago about my husband doing my shelving unit upstairs. And he got them all in today. He actually came down to the studio and I was in here working and he comes down and he's like, "You do know you're not allowed to come upstairs until I'm finished, right?" And as rude as that sounded, I was like, absolutely, I am not going to ruin this surprise. So a couple hours later, he came down and got me, and they are pretty spectacular. I am so stinking excited. I cannot wait to get organized. I was going to post a picture, but he said he's not quite done, so I'll wait till tomorrow until he's officially done, and then I'll post a picture. And I'm not going to post the picture of what's behind the shelves because that's a hot mess, like a hot mess. So I'll wait until it all gets organized and pretty before I post the finished version of it. But I will post the shelves. Anyway, hopefully you guys had a good day. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Valerie. How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. If you're just logging on, say hi so I know you're here. Today's project is something so simple and it's so elegant, and there's not much stamping. Again, we're letting the amazing Designer Series paper do 90% of the work for us. Why recreate the wheel when it's already done for you? So we are just going to slap some Designer Series paper on, throw a sentiment on there, and it's a beautiful card. Like, we don't have to spend hours and hours. I spend hours in the craft room, but I'm prepping for stuff. We don't have to spend hours on creating a beautiful card. So that is what I'm going to show you guys tonight. Hello, Carol. Hello, Christina. Oh, your shelf, Emmy. Yes, they are pretty spectacular. I sent a picture to Jessica and Vicky earlier, and they asked if they could just move up there and live up there with the shelves. They're pretty cool. Okay, let's flip you over, and oh, my little card is showing a portion of it, so we can't have that. I'm just making sure we're live on Facebook, and we are. So let's bring in some of the product that we are going to be using first. So I brought in the Playful Piggies die. So this is a die that is only available until the end of September. The stamp set is in the catalog, but they won't be carrying the dies. So the dies do match the stamp set perfectly, and you get lots of extra dies. But I really just wanted to focus on these three flowers. Ooh, got a piece of paper on me. I wanted to focus on these three flowers. So I pulled these three flowers out of the pig die. That's what we used on the card. And then I pulled in the Stylist shape dies. I'm not 100% sure what I did in life without these guys. They are so fun, and they're so easy to do, and to use, I mean. I just love them. They're kind of a hot mess in here, but there they go. I am missing one of the circles. It's on my craft room table. I was using it for prep on one of the cards we're doing on Saturday, so there is another size circle. But these guys, oh, and look, I just messed it up again. That's okay. We're just going to pretend it's all nice and tidy and close it back up. Let's see, before I go on, who else is logged on? Heather, hello. Anna, hello. Did I miss anybody? Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So I brought in the Bottled Happiness stamp set. I just wanted sending a little message. I really liked that, even though like messages in a bottle, so it fits perfectly with this stamp set. But I liked sending a little message. And on the inside, you can do something else, which I usually don't do anything on the inside. Because for one, it kind of scares me because if I don't get it even, then I have to recreate the entire card. But I want to show you an easy way to be able to stamp on the inside and not have to worry about if you mess up. So we're using sending a little message. So there is that. And I did bring in the gingham embossing folder. You can definitely tell this folder is well loved and well used. It still works just fine. It's definitely bowed, and it just means that I use this die a lot. So those are the products we're using. And let me bring in the card. So here's the card. Very simple, very elegant. And I used the little flowers at the bottom, and I did put some rhinestones on the flowers. And then on the inside, because I didn't put this happy birthday on the outside on a popped piece, I wanted something on the inside, but I was afraid it wasn't going to be perfectly centered or straight even. So I just stamped it sideways along the edge. So it really doesn't even matter if it is perfect or not. So that's the card we're going to do. And then I was thinking about one of my girlfriends, Jessica, she's actually on here. She likes to make sure that her envelope matches the card, so when it's in her little filing cabinet, she knows what it is without having to open the card. So I just did a little happy birthday on the back of the envelope as well. So you can see that it didn't get all the way on the crease, but I still thought it was cute. So there we go. That is what we're going to be making. I really loved the basic gray designer series paper. So I'm going to start off with that. So show you the designer series paper we're using. So I just stepped into the craft room and I grabbed it. We are using, it is the Gingham Cottage. It's 12 by 12. You get 48 sheets. So you actually get 4 of every single design. You can definitely tell this is well loved and well used. And that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing with our designer series paper. So you have the basic gray, you have the blushing bride, the mint macaroon, real red, basic black, and this one is pumpkin pie. So there's lots of different colors in this pack, and each side has a bigger plaid, or if you flip it over, it's a little bit smaller. So this is definitely a fun set to play with. So that is our paper. So let's start, since you already saw the basic gray, let's start with the blushing bride. So let's bring in our ink. So I'm going to set the ink to the side. So there's my little flowers. I don't want to lose those guys. I already pre-cut everything just to kind of make it go a little bit faster and we can make more cards. So these are the 2 of the stitched framelits that I used. And I used the second smallest and the third smallest. So the second smallest was the basic white, and the third smallest is whatever cardstock you pick. So if you pick a different designer series paper pack, your colors might be a little bit different. So those are the 2 for the squares. We have your normal basic white, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it right in half at 4 1/4. So I'm going to fold this, and let's find our clean bone folder. The yucky one, it's not yucky, but the stained one is in front of me, but I'm going to try not to grab that one. So I'm going to push this aside and bring in our 3 sheets of paper. This is all you need. So you have 2 pieces, one in basic white that I ran through with the embossing folder. They both measure 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then our cardstock is 3 3/4 by 5. I know all of these measurements might get you a little crazy in the noodle, and that's definitely okay. It does me as well. But I did put it in the description before I went live. So I'm just going to line these up, just kind of so I can have a guide to know where they're going to go. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, and I want to put adhesive on both of these before I lay it down. The reason is, so once I lay it down, I have a bit of wiggle room to get them even. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to tuck this one to the left, but I'm not going to press it and hold it down until I get this piece on. So now I'm going to come over here and just tuck this, oops. It's okay, you have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm just going to wiggle these guys around. That looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to hold it there for a quick second. There we go. That's how easy this card is to put together. There's really not much to it, but it's so stinking cute. So I'm going to come over here and put some adhesive on the back. And I bet you're thinking that's not your normal 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And you are correct. I didn't want it to be all the way just a small border. I wanted a little bit larger border on this card. So there's that. We can go ahead and flip this guy over, add some dimensionals to him. He's kind of not big enough to need 4 dimensionals, but he's a little bit too big to not just to have 2. Hopefully I said that right. So it's literally just, it's your card. You can put as many as you want. Okay, before I put that down, I know I did it this way, but I'm going to see how the sentiment would fit going the opposite direction. And I think it'll fit. So this one we're going to do a little cattywampus. So there's that. Open up our blushing bride. Thank you, Jessica. Hello, Teresa. I just saw that you logged on. Lisa, Jane, hello. So I'm going to ink up sending a little message. Actually, I am going to clean this first just to make sure I got the basic right off. I can't remember if I cleaned that. I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp this right in the center. Okay, that looks pretty good. Close up our ink because that's all we're using it for. So now I'm going to come in, put a little adhesive on here, glue this down. While that is drying, I'm going to bring in our 3 flowers and some mini glue dots. My roll is getting super thin. Hopefully I have enough to finish tonight's live. If not, I know exactly where it's at. It's sitting right on the corner of my desk. Peel this off. I am going to grab, oh, there we go. I'll just grab this little guy. I'm going to pull off. And I just want to set these on the corner. You could scatter them around if you wanted to, but I just wanted something little in the corner. Well, there we go. Let's grab a couple rhinestones. And I know I try to say I try not to, or I say I try not to put dimensionals on something that I popped up just for the nail purposes. The rhinestones are pretty tiny, so you could sprinkle a few rhinestones on the top as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick to leaving them right on the edge. And we do need our ink one more time. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to ink up the happy birthday. And this is the same set that we used last week. It's the Go-To Greetings, literally. The name of it just nails it. Go-To Greetings. I'm going to open this up, and I could probably get it right in the center, but I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to come down here, line it up on the edges, give it a good press, and I pressed a little bit too hard. So how we are going to fix that, let's try. Bring in some rhinestones. When all else fails, throw a rhinestone on it. And these guys are little, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Next time I won't push so hard. And I'm just going to put 2 down at the bottom, so it kind of looks like I meant to do that. There we go. Nobody will ever know except the person that I mail it to, or if you're watching on the Facebook Live. Okay, so there's that one. Let's switch over and do a real red. So I literally just picked the colors that were in the paper pack. So if you don't have the specific paper pack, no worries. grab some designer series paper that you do have and coordinate those colors. So I'm just going to line this up just a hair, just so I have a visual of how it's going to look. That looks pretty good. Flip this over. Put adhesive on one side and then flip it over and do the other one. And now we can put these together. So that looks pretty even, but I didn't push it down the whole way because I want to make sure this side is even as well. I need to come over just a smidgen. That looks pretty good. There we go. And I actually think I like it being kind of a little off-centered a little bit, so I think I'm going to do that again. I thought about it after I put the original card together, and I was like, oh, I should have did it sideways. And I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. There we go. I do know I cleaned off the sentiment, so we should be good to go to stamp in the real red. And even if I didn't, if you go from dark to light, it's not tragic. But you just can't go from, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. If you go from light to dark, it's not tragic. But if you go from dark to light, then that's tragic. So there's lots. Some adhesive on the back. Perfect. I'm going to leave that open, but I'm going to scoot it to the side because I want to stamp a sentiment on the inside and try not to get a little halo. Oh man, that's my last mini glue dot on this roll. Never fails, right? And this time I'm just going to pick it up with my fingers. A little bit easier. Perfect. Let's glue this down. Oh, the real red is absolutely beautiful. Okay, there's that. And I think I want to do Thinking of You. So let's open this up, bring in the real red. Try not to stamp it upside down. So I'm gently going to tap, which I thought I did last time, but apparently not. Thinking of You. There we go. No rhinestones on the inside of this one. Okay, so there's that card. Oh, we forgot the rhinestones. Thank you, Jill. I love creating cards, and I love that they're quick and easy, but yet still beautiful. Oh my goodness, what is wrong? It will not come off of my poker. There we go. I always think when I do a card like this, The Lion King is one of my ultimate favorite movies. Lucas and I watch it pretty much every single time I see him. And that's a lot. So we watch it a lot. And there's a scene in there where it says slippery but satisfying. Literally, I always think of that when I do simple yet satisfying cards, even though it's not the same. It kind of reminds me of it. So if you're a Lion King fan, you'll definitely know what scene I'm talking about. But slimy yet satisfying. Simple yet satisfying. Okay, last card. Let's just kind of line these up just to gauge a little bit. Perfect. Is anybody else a movie person like me that I can't even think of what I want to say, that says things out of a movie and people are like, oh my gosh, I totally know that. There we go. Perfect. That one went together really fast, actually. Flip this over. Oops. That dimensional went flying. I'll pick it up so it doesn't get stuck to my desk. And this one, let's just, oh no, I'm doing this way. I really like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a dab of glue on the center. It works as well. If you have the glue handy, if you have a mini glue dot, whatever works. Just a little bit more time consuming doing the glue. There we go. Let's grab the rhinestones so I don't forget. Let's see if these guys are going to work a little bit better. Perfect. One left. Let's stamp our sentiment in Basic Gray. And this is actually a color I don't use very often. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I just don't use the Basic Gray. Whew, I literally lost the name of it in 3.5 seconds. And this one I am going to do Thank You. Let's stamp the inside. There we go. Close up the ink. That's funny too. Yeah, I quote a lot of movies. Pretty Woman is one of my ultimate favorites. I probably have seen that a million times. Lion King I've probably seen 2 million times. My kids actually hate watching that with me because I sing all the songs and I quote all of the lines. And they're like, shut up, Mom! So yeah, I'm pretty sure Lucas will do the same thing. But yeah, I love movies. Okay, there we go. And you can definitely go in and stamp your sentiments if you want to, or your stamp your envelopes if you want to, or add some designer series paper to it. And you have some super cute, quick, and easy cards that are totally duplicatable in no time flats. You could definitely put your square normal, or I actually like them off-centered a little bit better. I really wish I would have done all of them like that. So there you go. That is your guys' live for tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. I do have about 6 spots left for Saturday's class, and they are so stinking cute. It is all about Halloween, and I worked all day on prepping the cards. I have 1 card left to prep, and hopefully I get to that tomorrow morning before I go to work. But I do have 6 spots left for Saturday's class, so if anybody's interested in them, please send me a message and I will get your name on the list. Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon, and if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. Have a good night. Bye-bye.